Okay, time for crypto showdown. So, which of these two short term has a better future? Is it Bitcoin or is it stocks? Is it the S&P 500? This one might end up being a landslide, but tell us what you think. Also, tell us down in the comments below. So, as a trader, which one are you more optimistic on? Is it Bitcoin, BTC, or is it stocks and S&P 500? Bill, what's your take?
Well, it's a loaded question for a crypto audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Tesla did a 20x or 10x, I think, and Bitcoin hasn't done anything. So
Yeah.
you have to give Bitcoin a chance. All right. I'll take the other side of the coin though, because I think the Fed has a vested interest in keeping stocks moving. So you might actually get more out of stocks, whereas the unthinkable could happen in Bitcoin in that it could just stop moving. Everyone says Bitcoin is like gold. People forget gold didn't move for 3 years, 4 years, right? So, I mean, if 10,000 is roughly what Bitcoin's worth and Bitcoin is kind of like collateral for the DeFi system, it may not be that exciting. It may be like a stable coin. Everybody's used to Bitcoin being like, oh, wow. Maybe not. Right. So, once stocks are done with their heave, stocks may actually give you a better return into the end of the year than Bitcoin would. Because the thing is, like, I'm scared of stocks going down, right? Because they don't reflect reality. They haven't in years. It's even worse now. But in Bitcoin, I got two concerns: whales with capital gains taxes, right? And then possibly the government may be picking on crypto. It's easy to pick on Bitcoin because, there's lots of firms that read the Bitcoin blockchain for criminal activity, right? DeFi indexes are new. So I don't like equities, but I don't think there's a compelling Bitcoin case. There's some good Bitcoin charts, but I just don't think Bitcoin's going to move.
Okay, very, very interesting. So I actually do have a follow-up question. So we're basically 2 months away from the election, right? And how will Wall Street react depending on who wins the presidential election in the US? Whether Joe Biden, who's apparently wants to tax everybody, right? Because I've done some digging, and he plans to double the corporate tax. He plans to tax anybody who makes over 400K, and it seems like he's really trying to kind of help out more the working people, middle class, and not so much corporate interests, which is good. However, it's not so good for Wall Street and stocks, right? Versus Trump, who basically just wants to keep stocks up and the economy up, because that's kind of how he's trying to build his brand to win the election, right? So kind of tell us, depending on who wins the election, how will that impact stocks and crypto and Bitcoin?
Okay. So big question. I'll try to keep it concise. So stocks will love Trump because Trump will simply keep the current tax regime there, and stocks really think hand to mouth. So as long as there's no immediate threat to stocks, they'll just keep on going, right? Stocks are really not this brilliant broad market that goes, oh, maybe this is not that good. No. Okay. If everything is okay and the Fed is still running the printing press, Trump will be preferred by equities. Okay. Now for crypto, okay, it's kind of a double-edged sword. All right. Crypto may wind up being worse off with Trump because perhaps we could get some different people at the SEC, so they could just give crypto the green flag, like in Formula One. Just wave the green flag and say, hey, we're going to let you guys do this. We're not going to come down on DeFi. And if we ever heard that, even if Joe Biden had higher taxes, if we got clearly crypto-friendly regulation, oh my God, people would pay the taxes, honestly. Okay,
Yeah.
can we have crypto in the United States? I don't think we're going to have crypto in the United States under Trump, right? We'll have normal taxes, equities won't cave, all right? So again, it's all strange. Now, I also think with Joe that we all know that Joe is not the smartest guy in the world, right? He's running the last leg of the race.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys behind Joe. So the question is, Joe's out there, he plays a little golf, he does a photo ops, but who's really running the country under Joe? Okay. Now, the answer to that is people who not only want to redistribute wealth, that means take money from the rich in kind of like a sort of an angry way, but they also want to be nice and they want to give it to people who need it, which is a really nice way of saying helicopter money. This was a saying that came out when the Fed first started printing money. We called the chairman of the Fed, Ben Bernanke, we called him Helicopter Ben. Okay. Now, in this case, it's probably going to be Helicopter Kamala because people are hurting so bad that these guys are just going to hand out money left and right. Remember, we were talking about MMT, modern monetary theory, tax the rich, run the printing press, give it directly to the people. It could also be a digital dollar, right? It could also be something that goes into a wallet that people can only spend on necessities, food, housing, etc. So I think, the Democrats are more likely to adopt crypto as a way to hand out money. And of course, just handing out money, taxing the rich, driving capitalists out of the country does so that little bit of chaos, like the secret sauce on the Big Mac, crypto needs a little bit of chaos in order to flourish, not too much. So big picture, Trump, status quo, equity's not getting wrecked. Biden, I think possibly more opportunity for crypto to expand its horizons, just because it brings more opportunity for government policy mistakes, more opportunities for printing money, okay? And more opportunities for people to say, you know what, legacy, politicians, banks, corporations, goodbye. I'm going to crypto.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, very, very interesting take. And just to kind of add on to that, so our securities attorney who worked in the Reagan administration, from talking to him, he also kind of thinks that pretty much Jay Clayton has been the worst thing to happen to crypto in America. And he thinks that if Democrats were to win, because when that happens, they have to replace the chair of the SEC. He says pretty much right now, the top, obviously not legal advice, but pretty much one of the top Democratic securities attorneys is pro-crypto, right? And he thinks that, obviously right now it's just pure speculation, right? But he thinks that if Biden were to win, whatever person they would put in there, right, kind of going based on the top people the Dems have, he thinks that he'll, pretty much anybody would be better than Jay Clayton, right? Because Jay Clayton has pretty much kind of, I'm basically kind of paraphrasing his words, but basically he's taken pretty much all of innovation in America and forced people to leave the country to innovate in crypto, right? And pretty much they've not been friendly at all. They've pretty much been the SWAT team breaking down the party, and pretty much anybody out there who's building anything worthwhile in crypto has been forced to go to other jurisdictions, whether Switzerland, right, and other parts of the world. So he thinks pretty much whoever comes into power with the Biden administration would be a much better bet to really be pro-crypto. Now, obviously, that could be totally wrong, right? But I mean, I think either way, it's pretty tough to tell, right? Because on one hand, we have no taxes. On the other hand, we have pro-crypto, right? But I mean, obviously, we aren't really political, but I mean, I would like to have it both, right? But hey, tell us what you think. Okay, but now getting back to the crypto showdown. So Bitcoin wins pretty much in a landslide, right? So people are more optimistic for Bitcoin. It was kind of a loaded question asking this on a crypto show, but just kind of wanted to hear people's take. All right, so tell us down in the comments below, which one do you think has more upside, short term, Bitcoin, S&P, and stocks? Tell us down in the comments below.